Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today we start the first game of a three-game set in Toronto at Old Exhibition Stadium. We are coming off a win in Cleveland. We lost the first two games to the last place Indians. And then we took a good one yesterday with Dave Rozema getting the win. And then we had a nice day off to give everyone a break and get everyone rested up. There was a big trade yesterday. We'll take a look at the transactions. The Phillies, who in 1980 won the World Series, they are in contention early on this season, and so they made a big trade. They got Mark Davidson, who's a minor leaguer, and Roger Erickson, who is a starting pitcher for the Twins. He got traded over to the Phillies and is now their number 4 starting pitcher. And in return, the Twins got two starting players. They got Warren Brewster, who is a reliever, and they also got Billy Smith, who plays second base. And they also threw in Jeff Stone, who's a minor leaguer. So Phillies making some moves, trying to keep themselves in contention. If you take a look at the American League, we're one game back. The Yankees are surging. They've won 6 in a row and have the half-game lead on us. And Toronto, who we're playing now, has lost 6 in a row. So taking a look at today's game, we have Jack Billingham at 2-3. He's our number 5 starting pitcher. He's facing off against Dave Lemanczyk, who's 1-0. Lemanczyk is a former Detroit Tiger. He was drafted by us in 1972, and then the Blue Jays got him in the expansion draft in 1977. So he's facing his old team today. Billingham has pitched reasonably well for us for a number 5 starter. He's got a 3.55 ERA and his record is 2-3. With Billingham, I've learned so far this season that I really can't go more than 5 or 6 innings with him. So I'm hoping he can give us a good 5 strong innings and turn it over to our bullpen. All of our relievers are available because we did have yesterday off. Let's take a look at the lineup versus Lemanczyk. This is what has become our everyday starting lineup. Gary Hancock is still in right as a defensive replacement, although he did have a home run yesterday. He had the big blast that put us ahead. And Parrish is still catching, and Fisk, we have a DH batting cleanup. So those are our main hitters. Trammell, you know what I'm going to do? I am actually going to take Trammell out, and I'm going to put Brookins in at short. Trammell's been really struggling, so I'm going to swap them out and make a quick change here. I'm going to move Hancock to the number 2 spot, and I'm going to move Brookins down to number 9. Okay, there we go. Let's give Trammell an extra a day off and see if that can't help him improve his hitting, because he's in a huge slump. So, and I know it says Exhibition Stadium, but obviously this is the Sky Dome or the Rogers Center, whatever it's known as now. So. Okay, let's get this game started. Sweet Lou betting leadoff versus former Tiger Dave Lemanczyk. Lou's going to keep his hot hitting going. It's a base hit to center. I just want to check real quick the game log. Yeah, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's had a 11 game, including today, 11 game hitting streak. So we're going to hit and run with Gary Hancock. He's going to ground out to short, moving Whitaker to second. And we have a runner in scoring position for Steve Kemp. Before the game, I took a quick look at the All-Star lineup for the 1980 squad, since the All-Star game's not too far away. And I didn't know this until I looked, but Steve Kemp was the only Detroit All-Star in 1980. Fisk grounds out to the pitcher, and we're out of the first. So to lead off the bottom of the first is Steve Braun. Braun pops it up on the infield, and that'll be the first out. Putting Brookins at short has created one defensive deficit for us at short there. So we have to keep an eye on that. I don't want to have to put Trammell in for defensive replacements, but I might have to. As Bob Baylor gets a base hit through the left side, having this side being so weak defensively, that might be a problem. So we'll pay close attention to that as the game goes on. Billingham pitches, and Baylor steals second. So the Blue Jays are aggressive. Barry Bonnell is going to get a base hit to left. There's the left side again. And that's going to score a run from second. So the Blue Jays take the lead 1-0. And that brings up the big bat of John Mayberry, who's got the most home runs on the Blue Jays. He's going to walk, and now runners at first and second. So we have a bit of a rally going on for the Blue Jays. Roy Hull, the number 5 hitter, he takes the first pitch, and Bonnell and Mayberry do a double steal. So I don't think I've ever seen an opponent do a double steal before. We're going to need to pull the infield in. We can't get too far behind. Howell's going to ground out to short, and actually he's going to go home with the ball, and we're going to get the out at home. So 2 down for Tiger Killer Ernie Witt. He's one of my least favorite hitters from that era. He always crushed Tigers hitters. Alright, so we go to the top of the second, and we have JT batting leadoff. Thompson's going to bloop it to center field. Going to be caught by Barry Bonnell. That's going to bring up big wheel Lance Parrish. Parrish is going to crush it to right center field for a home run. That's his 5th home run of the season, and the game is now tied. So it brings up Richie Hebner with 1 out. He hits it back to the pitcher, and that's going to be 2 down. Bringing up Stegman. Stegman has definitely cooled off since his big hitting streak. There he flies out to left, and we go to the bottom of the second. And it looks like they have someone named Steve Davis as a DH. I have no idea who this guy is. But it looks like he played for the Cubs in 1979, so I am totally not familiar with him. And Davis gets a base hit through the left side, so that's all 3 hits have been to the left side of the infield. So runner at first with no outs, and Billingham walks as second batter of the game, and now the Blue Jays have a little bit of a rally going. We're going to bring the outfield in to prevent any possible runner scoring from second. Damaso Garcia lines out to left. That's going to be 1 down. And we're back to the top of the lineup with Steve Braun with 1 out. Braun is going to rip it to center, but Stegman catches it for the second out. And here's Bob Baylor, who got the first hit of the game for the Blue Jays. And he's going to hit a lazy fly ball to left field. So we get out of that inning unscathed, and that brings in Brookins, who, like I mentioned earlier, is playing for Alan Trammell today. Brookins is actually safe on an error by the second baseman. So Brookins is our fastest base runner. I'm going to attempt to steal, since Toronto's got 3 stolen bases already this game. Oh, Brookins is caught stealing. So that was a gamble that did not pay off. And Whitaker's got a 1-0 pitch with 1 out. He's going to ground out to second. And that's 2 down for Gary Hancock. He's going to crush it into the gap. It's going to go off the wall for a double. And we have a runner in scoring position for Kemp. Kemp's going to hit a base hit to left. Runner's going to score, and it's asking us if we want to stretch it into a double, and I'm going to say no. Kemp is slow, so we're not going to risk that. So with 2 down, Fisk is up, and he grounds out to third for the 3rd out. So Billingham's got a 2-1 lead, and he's already thrown almost 40 pitches through 2 innings. So we're already reaching the max. There's a 4th hit to the left side. So clearly, having the left side being so poor defensively is coming back to haunt us. There's another base hit, so that's the 5th hit to the left side. Oh man, alright, well, now we have Roy Howell with no outs, runner at first and second. We have to hope for a double play. But there's another hit to the left side, so that's a double, both runs score, and the Blue Jays take a lead. So maybe defensively, I shouldn't have done this with my number 5 pitcher. I should have done it with more of a strikeout pitcher. But they're putting the ball in play, and they are definitely getting another hit from Ernie Witt, scoring. Howell's going to stop at third with his 68 speed. So there's still no outs. Runner at first and second. We're going to pull the infield in. And Davis hits it back to the pitcher, who goes home, and we get the first out. So Garth Orge is up. He walked in the second inning, but here he gets a base hit up the middle. Witt does score from second, and the Blue Jays have a 4-2 lead. And this is clearly not Billingham's game. Okay, well there's the 9th hit through 3 innings, so another run scores. So we're going to take Billingham out. That's unfortunate. I guess we're going to bring in Rucker. I mean, we do have our whole bullpen available to us after the day off. But I'm going to bring in Rucker, who's a rookie this year, and he has not pitched well, but let's give him some action. Maybe we can get his ERA down today. Braun pops up to second base for the second out, bringing up Bob Baylor, I should say. And Baylor's going to get a base hit to right, scoring the 6th run in the 5th of the inning. And, well, we just want this to end now. And Barry Bonnell will fly out to right. So the Blue Jays get 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, and we are down by 4. So not an envious position to be in. JT goes down swinging. And here's Parrish, who had a home run in the 2nd inning. He also strikes out. That's 2 Ks for Lemanczyk. And Hebner is going to have a lazy fly ball into the gap for the 3rd out. There's three left-handed batters here in the fourth. So I'm going to have Rucker pitch to John Mayberry, who's going to ground out to Brookins at short. It's one down. And here's Roy Howell popping it up on the infield in foul ground, and that's going to be two down. And Ernie Witt, who does not have a hit versus lefties this year. And he grounds it back to Rucker for the third out. So Rucker pitches 1 1/3 innings for us. We'll probably go with Roger Weaver next inning. Stegman, wow, leads off the fifth inning with a home run to right. That's his second home run of the year. And maybe that gets him off the schneid. He's definitely been struggling. So we're down 6-3. Brookins flies out to center for the first out. And we're back to the top of the lineup with Sweet Lou. Lou's going to pop it up into foul ground for the second out. And that leaves it up to yesterday's hero, Gary Hancock, who's going to ground it to short. So we head to the bottom of the fifth. We get one of the runs back. So we're 3 runs down. We're going to take out Dave Rucker, put in Roger Weaver, and Steve Davis is the first batter up. He's going to walk, and that brings up Garth Orge. Orge is going to have a line drive out to center. Oh no, it's going to be off the wall. That looked like it was catchable, but no, I guess second and third now. And let's work twice, so let's try it again. Bring the infield in for Damaso Garcia. And he's going to hit a lazy fly ball to center. That should get Davis in from third. It does. So the Blue Jays get the run back, and they have their lead back at 4, 7-3. So one down for Steve Braun. And Weaver walks Braun. That's 2 walks this inning from Weaver. So this is one of those games where I think we just sort of revert to the means. Two down as Baylor flies out to center, and Bunnell grounds out to short, and we're out of the inning. So we head to the top of the 6th. Lemanczyk is pitching pretty well. In 1979, Lemanczyk was the Blue Jays' only All-Star. He had an 8-10 record, but the Blue Jays being an expansion team in 77, it's only 2 years into their tenure as a team, so there wasn't a lot of players to choose from. Lemanczyk was the only All-Star that year. So Steve Kemp is leading off versus Lemanczyk, and he grounds out to short for the first out, bringing up Pudge. Pudge is going to pop it up on the infield for the second out, and that brings up JT. JT's going to get a base hit to center. I'm hoping that gets Thompson off the schneid. He's still only got 1 home run. He has not been very productive for us. Parrish, who homered earlier, pops up in the infield for the third out. So we're back at the lefties in the Toronto lineup. We're going to take out Weaver, who gave up a run. And we're going to bring in Pat Underwood. Underwood faces John Mayberry. Mayberry grounds out to Hebner for the first out. 1 out for Roy Howell, who hits a fly ball to center. That's 2 down. And that brings up catcher Ernie Witt. Still looking for that first hit versus lefties. He won't get it here as he pops up to short. So 1-2-3 inning for Underwood. And Lemanczyk has been in control. He's given up 2 home runs. One to Stegman and one to Parrish. Hebner is safe on an error by Lemanczyk, so maybe Lemanczyk's trying to give it back to us. We're going to have Stegman swing away. And he gets a base hit to center. So Hebner advances to second. So first and second, no outs for Brookins. I'm going to have him sacrifice bunt since he's so terrible. He's only batting 181. Try to get 2 runners into scoring position for Whitaker. Brookins lays down the bunt and both runners move up. So 1 down for Sweet Lou. Both runners in scoring position. Whitaker walks, so now we have bases loaded for Gary Hancock, who's batting .338 versus righties. Let's see if he's got a base hit in him. Oh, he crushes it for a grand slam. Wow, that is amazing. The game is tied, and that gets Lemanczyk out of the game. And they bring in Steve Centeni, who was a rookie this year, and he's been pretty bad. So let's hope we can keep that going. That's the first grand slam of the season for our Tigers. Kemp gets a base hit. Kemp grounds out to second. I'm just so excited for the grand slam. I'm not even really paying attention. I'm just pushing buttons right now. Fisk is going to fly out to center, and that's going to end the inning. So now it's a whole new ball game. We're all even at 7 into the bottom of the 7th. 7-7-7. So we're going to bring in Dave Tobic, and we do have to be wary of our bullpen if we're going to go into extras. So Tobic might have to go 2 for us as he strikes out Steve Davis for the first out, bringing up Garth Orich, who gets a base hit to left. And that brings up Damaso Garcia. I don't think Orich is going to try to steal, but I'm going to bring in the third baseman to prevent a bunt, since Garcia has such a great rating at bunting. Won't matter because Garcia goes down swinging. So that's going to bring up Steve Braun, who's only batting 170 versus righties. But he walks here, so now it's first and second with Bob Baylor up. We're going to pull the outfield in to try to prevent a hit from scoring, but it's not going to make a difference because, wow, Baylor flew out down the foul line. That looked like a home run. So we got lucky, actually, I think, on that one. And that's going to bring up JT to start off the 8th against Steve Centeni. Base hit for Thompson. And now we have Parrish up. Thompson's speed is the lowest on the team, so I'm hoping we don't hit into a double play. Oh, it won't matter because Parrish has got his second home run of the game and the 4th for the Tigers. We're winning 9-7. That's a huge comeback. Wow. With our poor defense, I guess we need this kind of offense today. Hebner's going to rip it to right for a line out to the right fielder, Bob Baylor. And that's going to bring up Stegman, who's got one of the home runs today. Stegman's going to get a base hit up into the right center field. And we just keep it going here. Tom Brookins walks, so first and second. With 1 down for Sweet Lou, back to the top lineup. Oh, they're bringing former Tiger, Steve Grilly. And he's pitched 12 games in relief. I don't know if he's their closer, but he's got 3 saves and 2 blown saves. Of course, Steve Grilly is the father of Jason Grilly, who played in the majors for a very long time. He also did play for the Tigers. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle for Whitaker. Everybody moves up a bag, and we have bases loaded again for Gary Hancock, who hit a grand slam his last time up, right? That was him. So let's see if he can get 2 grand slams in one game. Oh, no. He's going to hit an infield pop-up to short, and that's going to bring up Steve Kemp with 2 outs, bases loaded, and he's going to ground up to first. So we get 2 more runs in the 8th, and we're going to have Tobik start this inning. Bunnell's going to fly out to center field. I don't know if you know the history of Exhibition Stadium, but it was actually a minor league park that they converted. They added, an outfield bleachers as John Mayberry flies out to left center, and they made it like 28,000 was the capacity, and of course that stadium was used until the Sky Dome was built, or the Rogers Center, or whatever you prefer to call it. So we're in the top of the 9th, and Fisk pops up to second base. That's the first out. That brings up JT, who's got a couple hits this game. He's going to line out to center for the second out, and here's Lance Parrish, who's got 2 home runs today. And he goes down swinging. So a 1-2-3 9th for the Tigers. And we're going to bring in our closer, Aurelio Lopez. He's got 10 saves on the year, and he's facing the 6th, 7th, and 8th batter. And I'm going to take, what am I going to do here? I'm going to take Hebner out. I'm going to bring in Trammell. And I'm going to move Trammell to short and Brookins to third, and there we go. So now our defense is back to, our infield's back to being top notch. Ernie Witt's going to line out to right for the first out of the 9th, bringing up the anonymous Steve Davis. Davis going to get a base hit to right. That's 13 hits for the Blue Jays today. Garth Orge, with 1 down, is going to hit a blooper to right, and that'll be caught by Gary Hancock. So that's going to be 2 down. It's up to Damaso Garcia, who's going to ground out to Trammell. That's a great game. That's probably my favorite game of the year. We have the big comeback. We had a grand slam. Let's take a look at the transactions. Nothing we haven't seen yet. So we go back into first place. We have a half game lead. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box score real quick. Appreciate everyone following along. Please like and subscribe if you're new to this channel. And if I haven't mentioned it before, we do also baseball card pack and box breaks every weekend and every Tuesday. Tomorrow we'll be doing a Time Travel Tuesday where we'll be opening 1998 Skybox Dugout Access. So here's the box score. Parrish with his 2 home runs. And until tomorrow, everybody, have a great night.